we knew there was something desperately wrong.
Our faith has never been really tested by fire, and this was tested by fire.
Within a very short period of time, her life was in jeopardy.
And was our faith going to be strong enough? I turned 60 on July 5th. We were up at our cabin in Northern California, family cabin.
On that evening of her birthday, she was having pain in her lower back, and then it had moved to her front right side. This doesn't look too good. This could be a number of things. So I rushed her to the emergency room.
Come to find out I had a kidney stone. They said, here's some medication, go home, pass the stone. As
the next day progressed, she started showing signs that there was something that wasn't right. As we rushed her back to the hospital, quickly they admitted us, because we had been there just 30 hours before, and took her blood pressure, and her blood pressure was so dangerously low that we were whisked off immediately into an emergency room.
I had never had a kidney stone, so I didn't really know what to expect. Bottom line is, it blocked my kidneys, so toxicity was going up back into my kidney, and I got sepsis. So within 24 to 30 hours, I was being rushed back into emergency, and that's all I remember.
So imagine going back to the hospital thinking, well, she's fine, she probably needs a different medication or this or that, and all of a sudden you walk in, and within seconds, he's saying, this is life-threatening. Stunned by that. I literally had to walk out of the room for 30 seconds. The power of prayer would be the only thing that was going to save her life.
Most people don't survive this. They put me on 5 pressors just to keep my 5 major organs running.
So I started calling key people, called all of our family, called friends, called other people from the church, and asked them to fervently pray, knowing that the only way there was going to be a change in outcome would be God.
They did a lot of work. Doctors were surrounding me, I guess, just trying to keep me alive. I didn't remember anything for 2 weeks. So Mike was my rock, and our daughter and son-in-law, they went through the whole thing with us.
And then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, she became more ill, more difficult.
The doctors had done everything, liver doctors, kidney doctors, heart monitors. I mean, they could not get even a pulse on me.
At this point, they're saying she's going to go ahead and die at any moment. Can't find a blood pressure. So it was at that time that I got everybody together, her whole family that was there.
Our family basically took over the family care room.
And I said, look, here's the deal. We've been praying our hearts out for 3 days. It'll only be the hand of God that could heal her. We've been praying. God knows our prayer. God's no less God if she dies or if he heals her. Follow me into the ICU room. And everybody followed me in. And we went in there and we sang hymns and we talked about Vicki, and we had a chance for an hour to pray and do all these different things.
And Mike kicked all the doctors and nurses out, just said, okay, it's family time now. And everyone was saying their goodbyes. But what I heard in my heart, in my soul, was singing. And I could hear them surrounding my bed. And then God took over.
Hours pass. Every hour, I'm there. It's now 4 in the morning, and the nurse says her blood pressure mysteriously has come up to 120 over 60. It's completely normal. I look back, she all of a sudden has a blood pressure. It was at that point I realized when the doctor said no, God said yes. Firsthand, I saw the power of prayer. I saw the power of the fellowship of believers. I knew there was no way this was happening without God. No way. She's working different things with her.
When I did regain consciousness, I couldn't speak. I still had tubing and all the monitors and everything.
Because some of the medications they give are called pressors. They're designed to increase your blood pressure so you can live, but it takes all the blood away from the extremities, your hands and feet.
I did look down at my hands, and they were totally black.
I heard from the vascular surgeon about 3 weeks in, her hands and feet aren't going to make it. She had no blood in her hands and feet. They're dead. We're going to have to amputate them. I mean, my heart and soul just dropped when I heard that.
In my heart, I just knew that my miracle was going to be that I'm alive today. And my ministry is that I don't have hands and I don't have feet. But He will be my hands and feet.
Other side. Push. Both ways. Let's do some of your arm stuff too.
That's true.
There you go. Okay.
September 1st was the day that I had my hands and feet removed. It was grueling for the first couple weeks after surgery. My goal was to get out of that hospital as soon as I could, be home with my family, and I said, Lord, give me the strength every day to get up and do this, because I don't want to do it. It's hard work. I was the sickest that they've ever seen that was able to walk out.
You know, when you have severe septic shock, most doctors will say this is about a year process to get back, you know, to the new normal even. I'm not talking about just walking and everything, but just biologically, medically. There's a lot your body has gone through when all your major organs are shut down and all these things happen. Luke's ready. Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Physically, I'm really at a loss right now. I taught second grade. I've taught for over 20 years. In fact, I was Teacher of the Year for my school last year. I took piano lessons for 10 years. Without fingers and hands, I'm not going to be able to play the piano. Every trial has been counting on people helping me right now. My family has, you know, at this point in time, has to feed me. My husband has taken off work to caregive for me. And so, you know, that's commitment. That's commitment in marriage. That's commitment in family.
You know, a lot of things in our lives have prepared us for this day and moment. And as I look back, I see those now as God reveals more and more of those to me. We've grown in our marriage incredibly because we're unified and we're doing this together. It's the power of God that's done that. It allows me to have the peace that passes all understanding. It gives me the ability to go forward in the midst of what people would say, how do you do that?
Every step of the way has been a trial, but God has met us every step of the way.
God answered our prayer, she's alive, but they continue to be trials day in and day out. God has strengthened us as the trials have continued. God has strengthened us as they intensified. And this foxhole that you're put in, it tests your faith. And it doesn't test your faith once or twice or 3 times or 4 times. My faith has been tested continuously. And the only thing I can say is it's strengthened as I've gone along.
People would say to Mike, you know, can we share your story? And he'd go, absolutely. You know, just make sure that the Word of God goes out with it. Get my story out. I don't want this to be in vain. I want people to hear it. I want the world to hear it. That's the whole purpose, is to just glorify Christ. I can't imagine going through this without Christ. I know He's prepared us, and I know He's prepared me. You know, I just have to hang on to that and know that this is not the end of the story.